Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Dr. Carolyn Show. I'm your host, Dr. Carolyn G. Anderson. And boy, do we have an amazing show for you today. So I'm really excited about this show because we are in season number 3. And since the global pandemic, this is the second show I'm actually doing. But technically, it's like the first show. Want to know why? Because the first show I did, which was on Earth Day, which I believe was the 20th of April, the show completely, the first 5 minutes of the show was on top of the world. It was amazing. Everything was going good. And then as I was getting ready to introduce my first guest, guess what happened? I completely froze. My system would not work. It would not come on. The guests did not know what to do. It was their first time being on the show. And it was just, to me, a disaster. It turned out okay, though. And we were talking about Earth Day. I had Dr. Jaquel Patterson, who's a naturopathic physician like myself. So she was talking about natural medicine. I had the dean so Earth Day was founded in Madison, Wisconsin, or in Wisconsin in general, by Mr. Gaylord. I forgot the rest of his name. But anyway, Earth Day was celebrating 50 years in April. And I had the founders institution, the dean for that institution on. So they just went ahead and, rolled with it. And it turned out to be okay, but I wasn't okay. I was mad. I was sad. Then I got mad. Then I got sad. And it's totally not my personality to be either mad or sad, but I was both. And so I'm excited that tonight that's not going to happen because we're going all over the globe and we are talking about living the mega life tonight. And so mega means making every day good again. We have the opportunity every single day to make it good, to make it super fantastic, to shift our world, to live in the high exponential overflow, to be walking every single day in purpose and to have just an amazing life. We have that power. Here's why. We are not in control of things that will happen, right? So we don't necessarily control everything in our life that will happen. Life happens, right? COVID-19 came. It's probably still here. It happened. The key is how you respond to life situation that makes the difference. So tonight I am joined by some amazing guests. They are global, they're international, they're wellness coaches. They are in their field and exercising and doing all the right things that are necessary in order to live that mega life. And we'll be hearing from them today. We're going to go deep. We're going to talk about releasing those pounds. We're going to talk about gaining that muscle, paying off debt, and rising above those relationship insecurities, getting and stepping out of a depressed mode and walking in that mega. I'll do some fun stuff tonight, but it's going to be really deep. So I tell you what, share this video out, share out our show, whether you're watching us from YouTube or you're watching us from our Facebook page. Let people know that we are live. And if you just do me a favor real quick and in the comment section, let us know what city, what state, what country, what continent you are watching us from, so that at the end of the show, our producers will be able to respond to you and to, just give you a quick shout out. All right. If we have time during the show, we'll also share and just let people know that, you visited us from Ghana, from Ethiopia, from Jamaica, from Trinidad and Tobago, from, the United States, from Brazil, wherever you're watching us from. We're excited about that. All right. So we're, like I said, talking today about living that mega life. And so we don't control what happens, but we do control the decisions that we make every single day. It is the decisions that we actually make that determines our destiny. And so one has that power. You do have some power to control your destiny based on the decisions that you are making. So today we're going to share about how our guests, they made a decision. They chose to live life fully. They chose to make their life be super fantastic. They chose to move from the realm of just being complacent, being in a state of having debt, walking not in its most fullest state, into shifting that gear to move into living that life that they've always wanted to live. And we are so happy. We are so happy to have them to join us tonight. And actually joining me for the first time tonight as well will be my husband, who I don't believe has ever actually been on the Dr. Carolyn show. Now, he's been on shows with me because I go live a lot. So he's hung out with Dr. Carolyn, but not actually on the actual show. And so we'll be interviewing him tonight, talking about relationships and fatherlessness and just being broken to moving into being brave and owning his own and just walking in the fullness of being the father, the husband, the son, and the minister and the human engineer, which we'll talk about that he is. So I'm here. I'm excited. We're excited. We have an amazing lineup for you tonight. We are thrilled that you are joining us from the comfort of your home, or perhaps you are at work streaming and watching us tonight. Wherever you are, we are excited that you are here, and we are thrilled that you are joining us live tonight. All right. So this show is really focused and centered around the Mega Life movement. And the Mega Life movement simply means making every day good again. Last year, for the first time, we hosted the Mega Life Experience, which was an experience of itself. Experience plus education. So educating and having an experience, being in the room, being present leads to elevation. And so we had a great time in ATL. We were in Atlanta, Georgia, downtown at the Westin Hotel. We came in through the West, you all, and we were in and just had a profound shift. It was then also that we launched the Mega Nation, which is a group of individuals all over the world who are a part of the nation of believers that are saying, hey, I want to be able to live my life fully every single day. I want to know the tools, the concepts, and I want to be with like-minded visionaries who are making every day good again. And those are those who graduated, and we're still accepting others because we have the Mega Life Experience 2.0 on a smaller scale, smaller meaning one day. And it's virtual. So like last year, I got down off the stage. I got in people's faces. You know, I was right there. There was no 6 feet distance. And I was telling them, you can do this. I was pushing about the goals. Two of our guests were there as VIP as well last year. And we'll talk about that. So we were deep diving. We were in that place. We were sharing. I was like, you can do this. I need your goal to be like this. I love getting off the stage and I love being in people's face. But COVID ain't told me I can't be in your face. So I did not want to cancel the event. We are still hosting the Mega Life Experience 2.0. It is one day only, knocking it out on the 20th, this Thursday. Only 4 days remaining to join us. And it's only $20, you all. So it came all the way down from over $400 to just $20 to invest in yourself, to become an investor, and to join us virtually. And it's all good. If you are not able to get off work, or you are working virtually and not able to stay on for the whole time we're on, and we won't be on long, you know, we won't. We just knock it out and get it done. But it's power sessions, it's mega sessions, it's life-shifting sessions. We're going to talk about how, because some people are, attempting to lose a lot of weight and their body's not working with them. And I'm going to talk about the brain and the body, how that is a trust factor. It's simple. It's a simple twist and a simple shift that can change that, where your body can start cooperating with you, but the brain is controlling what the body does. And so that is one of the reasons why you're not dropping those pounds, for those of you who are looking to release that weight, as one of our guests who will be joining us tonight likes to say. So I'm going to talk about that on Thursday at the Mega Life Experience. Registration is at megalife.life. Welcome again. Thank you so much for joining us. For those who are just joining us, we are talking today about making every day good again. We're going to talk about relationships and living a super fantastic life, and coming out of ailment into walking in elevation and positioning. We have an international nutritionist who will be joining us as well to talk about some of the food things and ideas that we can stay away from. And, our body our nutrition is 80% actually of our weight loss, and 20% is, it's an 80-20 rule. 20% is exercise. But you can, so some people body react differently to different ones, but it is literally what's going inside of the mouth that can work against you for the physicalness of that which you are trying to obtain. And I'm in this with you. So the cool thing about me being leader in whether it's the show, the Mega Life, the pageant, anything that I do, I participate with. I'm just not one to tell, and I show. So I show you my life. I'm authentic and open my life, my book. I'll be showing my blending coming up pretty soon. I do a lot of juicing, and I have a special regimen that I use, and it always includes ginger. If you don't remember anything tonight from Dr. Carolyn Show, remember this: ginger, ground real ginger or boiled ginger tea is almost like water to your body, even though water is 80%. But it is amazing. It is perfect for your digestive system, and it allows the enzymes. And we'll show a video tonight about your digestive system, and it's a packed show, you all. So get ready get your popcorn, get your, call your girlfriends up. Tonight is the night to experience the mega, and we are thrilled and excited about that. All right. So before I bring on my first guest, let me just tell you what this entire Mega Life is all about. So here we go. Life family, this is Dr. Carolyn G. Anderson, your international coach. The Mega Life movement, it is all about transforming lives. It is your time, your season, your fresh start, where every day you can choose to make it a good day. I'm so excited that you have decided to do life with us. And it all starts with transforming one life, one family, one community at a time. Let's do life together. That's right. That's what the Mega Life movement is all about. It's transforming lives, one life at a time, one family, one community, one nation at a time. Because all you need is just one person to believe in you. And I believe in you. I affirm you that where you are today in your life, that's where you're supposed to be. However, if you don't like it, if you know that there is more for you, if you know that where you need to be is not quite where you are, but you're not where you used to be, then join the Mega Life movement. It is also a Facebook group where you can stay with us, you can connect with us, you can get life transforming principles, ideas, goals, concepts that you can use to shift your life one life at a time. So I'm going to bring on our very first guest, who hails from Bloomington, Illinois. She is also a national pageant queen. She's a clinical therapist as well as a certified wealth coach, And we're excited to have her on our show today. Prior to being on live, we were in the virtual green room, and I was saying, I think this is your first time actually being on the Dr. Carolyn Show. So she's been on shows with Dr. Carolyn. So whether it's the pageant shows, me just going live, the Mega Life TV, the Royal TV, I go live a lot. And I used to even like every single day. But so we'll have to go back and check our history. So I like to just believe and think that all my guests, well, except for one, he's not the first time on my show. So I want to welcome to our show, hailing from Bloomington, Illinois, Mrs. Black America 2020. Welcome, Genesis. How are you?
I am wonderful, and thank you so much for the invitation to your show.
Absolutely. You look amazing.
Well, thank you. You as well.
All right. So, Genesis, we're talking about the Mega Life experience, and you are one of the ambassadors, one of the national representatives right along with me, like almost like an assistant coach, because we're going to take this stuff really, really mega for 2.1, but we won't tell them that yet. We'll do that this weekend, but it's just a little teaser that 2.1 is off the chain. It's like up a whole nother level, right?
That's right.
So Genesis, you've been on the show. Well, you've been doing therapy.
Yeah.
You are clinical, you are licensed, you are also certified wellness coach, and recently you started to amplify, or like I say, megafy your changing your eating habits once again, and you shifted some things. You started even walking more. You're running. You're adding some miles. You're doing some things, and you have a very regimented, that's a word, eating habit as well.
Yes.
Because Genesis, we know that life for you was not always this picture that we see, that we're seeing today, correct?
That is very correct. Actually, I was just looking at one of the posts that you made in regards to this show today in preparation, and I saw the picture and I chuckled because I remember what life was like during that time, and such a significant shift and change that took place over time, just one step at a time, one day at a time, and just to see what my mindset was like then versus what my mindset is like now, just a phenomenal change. Phenomenal change. Yes, that's a couple of the pictures right there. Yes.
The photo. So let me go back to this way. Let me see if I can make it a different route. So there we go. All right. So Genesis, on this right side right here, it's covering my face, but that's okay, is a photo of you. So the upper, it's my right and bottom left, but it's okay. So that was you. And about approximately how many pounds were you then?
Oh gosh, I was knocking on the door of 300.
300.
I stopped weighing myself at about 289, I believe. And I just kind of stopped. I didn't want to look at the scale at all. And so I knew I had reached a particular point, and I'm pretty sure I was knocking on 300.
Right. What was life like back then? What was that like for you back then?
The life back then was really a life of hidden secrets, I guess I would say. It was a mask that was shown. It was a smile on the outside, a cry on the inside. It was a life of not being my authentic self. It was a life of hiding, to be honest with you. And I hid secrets and hid things, and it was actually showing within my body. And so a lot of times when people would see me, I would always wear this smile on my face. Hey, everything's fine. Everything's great. But really on the inside, I was tearing up. I had just tormented thoughts about myself. I didn't like looking in the mirror at all. I would smile to keep from crying, and I would never let anyone get too close to the heart. So yeah, it was a rough time. I didn't do a whole lot for Genesis. I did a lot for everyone else and didn't really focus on myself, my weight, my health, or anything like that.
Were you always a heavier set girl from a child?
There were portions in my life actually that I was thin as a young girl. And then once some events took place, some trauma took place in my life, and then I hit puberty, you can see just this growth spurt and growing out as well as up.
You weren't growing up, you were growing out.
Right.
So yeah. Wow. So Genesis, there were some traumatic things and so some abusive things that happened in your childhood. This was pre-18, right? So pre your teen. Okay, it was in puberty. And then right after high school, did you go into college?
Yes, and that was when things began to change a lot because you had to walk past certain things and go to the dorms and walk across the campus, and I had freedom to have whatever I wanted to. So it was a lot of Coke and Pepsi products, probably almost 2 liters a day, I can recall. And that would be my water.
I do have a photo with you that I saw with that Pepsi can, and you were happy to be showing the Pepsi can.
Yeah, it was actually a diet Pepsi too. And that was the ironic piece of it.
I know, right? and there's another episode that I have that I actually talk about those diet things. Is the word die in it of itself speaks for itself, but it's actually makes it more fattening because of what it's replacing and what it's substituting. So so Genesis, you're almost hitting that 300 pounds. You're in college, you're going to school. That's when you were going to go into counseling, correct?
Yes.
And do you knew that you always wanted to be a therapist, or was it the traumatic moments in your life that drove you to that point?
You know, I knew I wanted to make a change in other people's lives because I knew what I needed. I just didn't know what that looked like. And so at that stage, I wanted to work in a social service field. I knew that for sure. When I was in 8th grade, I can remember saying I wanted to work in a social service field. I just didn't know what it would look like until I went to college and became exposed to different people, counseling services in a sense too. And so when my eyes began to open to the field of social services, especially when I had received my master's degree, or really was in the yes, in the program, my master's program, my eyes began to open on how my heart wanted to really serve children in such a great way, because I knew the child in me needed healing. And so it was my way of really giving back to the child in me. And so at that time, I was working in the social service field with children who had severe emotional and behavioral problems. And so,
Right.
yeah.
But were you, so during this overweight time, and you had basically suffocated those traumatic moments that had happened to you, something that occurred made you felt like, you know what, because it's like life just be not loose as a loose girl promiscuity, but just, you know, this is my life. This is it. I'm going to eat. Cause did you eat a lot?
Oh,
yeah, you did.
oh,
Yeah.
I could tell you every calorie probably. Oh, yes. I remember the Last Supper with the decision moment. I remember every single thing I ate that day.
And were you this jovial, happy person even then?
Always, yeah. Always kind of had this happiness, or just, you know, a lot of people knew me about, you know, just being the funny person, always in class, the joking person,
Right.
always funny. But again, a lot of that was that laughing to keep from crying, or just trying to control the atmosphere with joy and laughter, because I knew what sadness looked like. And so I tried to control the atmosphere.
Awesome. Yeah. And there was a moment we've had on not this show, but another interview that I've done with you, when you said people used to walk up to you and said, "Oh, you so pretty, you're the pretty big girl." So you can be pretty and not recognize that you were big, because the first thing people see on your appearance is the outside, right? They don't really know who you are. And I believe that you were also being judged. Don't you agree?
Absolutely.
Your parents, do you remember any moment where you just was like, oh my God, they are just shutting me out because of my size?
Well, I can remember a moment when a family member made a comment to me, and I remember that moment. Really, it hurt. Mm-hmm. And there are also some people in the faith community who made some mention of my weight as well.
Right.
And it just broke me. I remember being called, like, almost in a sense, they said, you know, you're walking around and you're looking like a big whale, and, you know, things like that. And so, yeah, I was being judged. And then also moments again where people would literally just walk up and just say, my goodness, you're so beautiful for a big girl.
Right.
And so it was never just beautiful. And that was actually my mental motivation. That was what I stuck on, was I was going to focus on, I just wanted to be beautiful. Right. And I remember the moment I just heard someone just say, oh my gosh, you're just so beautiful. Right. And I knew I hit that mental motivation. I had worked hard to get to that place in a sense too, because that's what I kept in my mind. I didn't want to be just pretty for a big girl. Just can I just be beautiful?
Exactly. Why can't you, right? So Janice, you're going to be one of our speakers this Thursday, and we're going to be sharing more about the how of the moments you know, leading up to you making that decision and releasing over 100 pounds. And so at the Mega Life, megalife.life is the registration for only $20 this year. Genesis, you were with us last year. You know, that was not it was mega money. Yes. It was an investment, and wow, did we receive that harvest. Yes. And it was downtown Atlanta, which is not cheap again, right? Rooms were expensive, everything there. That's also when you became Ms. Illinois. Right. At that moment, you were crowned as such. And then you rose from, and we'll talk about this on the Mega Life Experience 2.1 to the national title. And the journey and the process is never pretty. It is going through grinding, making that decision, you know, even when you're losing weight, because I've been you know, kind of not up and down, but I know when I need to get to a certain size. And for me, it's more the size than the actual pounds, but the pounds determines the size. So that's the thing. So you can be very discouraged after 30 days when you don't see not a pound move. And it's just like you're not eating, you know, pretty much starving yourself, and you're working out, but you're not seeing that. We're going to talk about that tonight, the connection, not tonight, but Thursday at the Mega Life, about the brain versus the body and how it fights against each other. So Genesis, thank you so much for being here with me. I'm going to have you hang out in the virtual green room with the other guests, and we'll share and be with you momentarily.
Okay, thank you again for your time.
Absolutely. there you have it, folks. So we just heard from our clinical therapist, who is also one of the ambassadors that is being a part of this mega movement, the mega nation, changing lives, transforming lives, one life at a time. She has a team and a group that walks and runs, and they're really funny, actually. Very, very amazing group of individuals. I'm sure some of them are on tonight that's watching Genesis, because they love her as her coach. So we're excited about all these amazing things that are happening. We're thrilled to just be a part of something that's bigger than ourselves. I had to just literally stop playing small. I didn't even know I was playing small until God just kind of whispered in my ear recently and said, okay, I need you to take this thing mega. And I was like, God, I thought I was already mega. He said, no, you're playing small. All of that knowledge you have about natural medicine, about the neuropathic, about the brain, the mind, the body, everything that you have, how you are able to maintain this positive energy, give off this, fuel your inner self with this amazing, amazing soul. And he was like, take that to the masses. And I said, all right, you ain't got to tell me twice. So we're going to be getting ready to take that to the masses. So coming up next, we're going to be interviewing our nutritionist. And before we do so, I want to just show a quick commercial about the digestive system. And so we're excited to have her join us tonight as an international nutritionist, as well as a wellness coach. And so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Across the whole planet, humans eat on average between 1 and 2.7 kilograms of food a day. That's over 365 kilograms a year per person, and more than 28,800 kilograms over the course of a lifetime. And every last scrap makes its way through the digestive system. Comprised of 10 organs, covering 9 meters, and containing over 20 specialized cell types, this is one of the most diverse and complicated systems in the human body. Its parts continuously work in unison to fulfill a singular task: transforming the raw materials of your food into the nutrients and energy that keep you alive. Spanning the entire length of your torso, the digestive system has 4 main components. First, there's the gastrointestinal tract, a twisting channel that transports your food and has an internal surface area of between 30 and 40 square meters, enough to cover half a badminton court. Second, there's the pancreas, gallbladder, and liver, a trio of organs that break down food using an array of special juices. Third, the body's enzymes, hormones, nerves, and blood all work together to break down food, modulate the digestive process, and deliver its final products. Finally, there's the mesentery, a large stretch of tissue that supports and positions all your digestive organs in the abdomen, enabling them to do their jobs. The digestive process begins before food even hits your tongue. Anticipating a tasty morsel, glands in your mouth start to pump out saliva. We produce about 1.5 liters of this liquid each day. Once inside your mouth, chewing combines with the sloshing saliva to turn food into a moist lump called the bolus. Enzymes present in the saliva break down any starch. Then your food finds itself at the rim of a 25 centimeter long tube called the esophagus, down which it must plunge to reach the stomach. Nerves in the surrounding esophageal tissue sense the bolus's presence and trigger peristalsis, a series of defined muscular contractions. That propels the food into the stomach, where it's left at the mercy of the muscular stomach walls, which pound the bolus, breaking it into chunks. Hormones secreted by cells in the lining trigger the release of acids and enzyme-rich juices from the stomach wall that start to dissolve the food and break down its proteins. These hormones also alert the pancreas, liver, and gallbladder to produce digestive juices and transfer bile, a yellowish-green liquid that digests fat, in preparation for the next stage. After 3 hours inside the stomach, the once shapely bolus is now a frothy liquid called chyme, and it's ready to move into the small intestine. The liver sends bile to the gallbladder, which secretes it into the first portion of the small intestine, called the duodenum. Here, it dissolves the fats floating in the slurry of chyme so they can be easily digested by the pancreatic and intestinal juices that have leached onto the scene. These enzyme-rich juices break the fat molecules down into fatty acids and glycerol for easier absorption into the body. The enzymes also carry out the final deconstruction of proteins into amino acids and carbohydrates into glucose. This happens in the small intestine's lower regions, the jejunum and ileum, which are coated in millions of tiny projections called villi. These create a huge surface area to maximize molecule absorption and transference into the bloodstream. The blood takes them on the final leg of their journey to feed the body's organs and tissues. But it's not over quite yet. Leftover fiber, water, and dead cells sloughed off during digestion make it into the large intestine, also known as the colon. The body drains out most of the remaining fluid through the intestinal wall. What's left is a soft mass called stool. The colon squeezes this byproduct into a pouch called the rectum, where nerves sense it expanding and tell the body when it's time to expel the waste. The byproducts of digestion exit through the anus, and the food's long journey, typically lasting between 30 and 40 hours, is finally complete. TED-Ed is a nonprofit. If you value our work, please consider supporting it on patreon.com/TED-Ed.
All right, welcome back to our show. So that was a lesson 501, not even 101, but that's 501 on the digestive system. So for those of you who are just joining us, we are hosting our second Dr. Carolyn show for this season, and we're talking about living that mega life, about making every day good again. You can have it all. You can have great health. You can have debt-free, maximizing your finances, getting out of debt, and just living that amazing life. Hot, steamy relationships, having the faith that can move every single mountain, walking on purpose. And that's what the mega life is all about. It's making every day good again. And life means live it fully every single day. So for those who are just joining us, we are talking to our international nutritionist. She hails all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, one of my spots. And she is also a wellness coach, a recent wifey, and a recent mommy. She has a lot going on for her. Also, we have a huge surprise announcement about who she is as well. She's also a part of our national pageant, and we're excited about that. She has her brand, Living Well with Belle. And so I want to welcome the famous, the infamous Miss Shamika Bell Bennett. Welcome to our show. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing today?
I am doing well. So you are our first time on the Dr. Carolyn show. We're so happy that you were able to join us today. We're going to be seeing each other a lot, aren't we?
Yes, we are. I'm excited.
I know, me too. So you're one of our speakers this week at the Mega Life Experience, where you're going to be talking and sharing about wellness, nutrition, about your business that you have. I know you do a lot of workouts. You just had a baby. How old is she now?
I did. She's 9 months. So
okay.
Time is
9 months going on 9 years. Yeah, she's adorable. And so we actually initially maybe 3 years ago, 4 maybe, connected on Facebook when you were single. And I remember I would always message you and said, you got this, you can do this. Yes. I would tell you, I see you, in major places, keep going, keep pushing. This is going to take you all over the world, because you know why? You know what was the one thing that I really loved about you? You don't know why. You want to know?
Yeah.
It's your authenticity. And so a lot of times people are on Facebook, I can see straight through it, right? I even have some folks who are considered like a colleague in coaching, and I will call them and share something. And they're like, I can't do that, girl, I'm broke. I said, but wait a minute. I just saw your picture yesterday standing next to a jet. Was that not yours? So that Facebook will have this camaraderie of things that people will put on, and in their lives is miserable. It's like a public success, but a private failure. And what I loved about you is you take us on a journey. and you remind me of me. So you were so authentic, so real, sharing about your story, your journey, even leading up to the wedding. You talked about that, and how you and Chris, or you want me to call him Christopher? Which one? Doesn't matter.
Chris, either or, Chris or
Okay,
Chris.
Chris. How you guys knew each other since you were younger. In
You
school.
remember? Wow.
I remember everything. And I will always say, keep going. And every time I see that, you just expanded and kept going. It was just simply amazing. You also took us on the journey of your pregnancy. And so this is where we are now. So she's had the baby. Baby is 9 months. You probably I don't know if you had baby weight, but you decided that you're going to turn this mommy thing also into a part of your brand. And so you exercise with the baby.
I exercise full term from the beginning to the end.
Uh-huh.
And, I didn't see that growing up. So I was like, wow, I need to try something different. I want to change the narrative, of course, for Black women.
Right.
Because like I said, we see it for so many races, but we never see it for Black women.
Right.
And that's what inspired me to also start my Mommy and Me classes. I'm also working on for 2021 to start married couples workout classes. And I don't see a lot of that. And so, I just want to add value to the community and to the world.
Absolutely. And I love that because you even right before pre-COVID, because again, like I said, I follow comments of like that what you're doing. But right before pre-COVID, you did and that's okay. If baby want to cry and come on, we know your mommy. So Chris, you know what I'm saying? So we right before that, you had a contract with one of the Coca-Cola, Boeing. There was a big company that wanted you to do some classes, come into their organization to do some classes. I don't know if you got a chance to do it because COVID.
Oh my God, this is so amazing. Yes, I was just hired by the Mercedes-Benz Stadium right here in Atlanta. I was hired by them I received an email basically saying that they would love me to come down there to teach classes for children.
Right.
And, COVID hit 24 hours later. I was crushed because, that is like a big dream to me to teach classes at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I mean, and they was going to do all the promoting for me. And I was just like, wow, 24 hours later. And I spoke with her. She was like, they had to cancel everything. So,
yeah,
I know. Out of control.
But look at you now. So you're now, because we're going to, this major platform of the mega, we're going to go all the way through 2021. And so when one door somewhat closes, because it was the same thing for us, I went into a lot of organizations and do leadership training. Well, not only did I not was able to go, like 1 week before we were going to go out to 5 companies, which was like major income and revenue for us, COVID hit. And, companies got scared. They don't want to spend their money, not even virtually. They were like, let's see what's going to happen. And we still have not re-engaged those organizations yet. But nevertheless, but here we are. So you are a nutritionist. And so you just saw the video about how huge our digestive system is. Everything that goes in the body, whether it's the water, which we're supposed to be drinking, because our body is 80% water. So we have some of our guests that are watching us, some of our audience that are watching us today, as well as those who will be joining us at the Mega Life Experience this Thursday, who are struggling with that nutrition piece. If there's, I don't want you to tell everything because we're going to share on Thursday about, to those who are the registered invested guests about how they can change and shift and do certain things. But if 2 things that you can leave our viewing audience with today about what can be done in the space of nutrition that can help to live that healthy life.
Okay, great question, Dr. Carolyn Anderson. So the first thing with nutrition, a lot of things that we was not taught in school is the mind. The mindset is so powerful with anything that you do. I don't care if you want to walk to the mailbox. You have to think about it first before you walk out the front door. Right. And so when it comes to our mind, we have to train our mind. And
absolutely,
it's not really about people not knowing what to eat.
Right.
I think it's the fact that people you know, they don't want to change their lifestyle. So the first thing when it comes to nutrition is to train your mindset. It's number one. And the second thing is just to find a why, you know, find a reason of why. And I just actually made a post about that today. Find the reason why you want to live well, why you want to be healthy. Before I started my company, before I started my brand, I'm sorry, I don't want to say this, it's not a big company, it's just a little business now. Before I started my business, my why was I was feeling tired all the time. You know, I was feeling sleepy all the time, and I didn't want to get out of the bed. It's because of what I was eating, you know, and my grandmother, she died of cancer. And she didn't change her eating habits, and also, you know, she was smoking cigarettes. I'm not a fan of alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, or any type of, you know, things that, you know, they put in the body. But I just wanted to just change my lifestyle, and that is actually one of my whys. And then when I had my daughter, she became my why, because, you know, she didn't ask to be in this world. So I feel like as a mother, you know, I want to live long and strong for my daughter, and to be here, we need to add those different things in our body. You know? And if anyone wants to know what they can eat or what can they do when it comes to nutrition,
we're going to talk about this Thursday.
Yeah,
we're going to tell them that Thursday.
Okay, so I'm not going to say it right now.
Give us two things though. So two main things. I talked about the ginger. So ginger is for the digestion. So I'm a natural medicine doctor. So we talk the lining of our esophagus and going down into the small intestines and all that internally requires sometimes just some extra earthen things, because God actually gave us everything we need naturally to aid and cure every cancer, everything that's there. In fact, our guest that will be joining us here momentarily will talk about a particular product that helped him with, you know, bone ailments and things of that nature. So so I want you to tell one thing to stay away from and one thing that they can have in the spares of nutrition.
Okay, one thing to stay away from. I really don't want to say this, but one thing to stay away from is a lot of sugary drinks. If you can take a lot of sugary drinks away, you would see so many results, like very, very quickly. I was a Kool-Aid drinker. You know, I'm from the South, and we used to drink lots of Kool-Aid. I used to drink lots of Hawaiian Punch, and I just switched it. My husband laughing. When I switched to water, and when I switched to, you know, smoothies, because a lot of people don't know, but you can make your smoothies sweet.
Absolutely.
You know, and you can add all types of things, you know what I'm saying, to actually take care of that sweet craving.
Absolutely.
And one thing that you can add to your body also to kind of keep it going is you can add like some type of healthy dessert. Like today, I ate a coconut bar.
Like coconut.
And they are delicious, guys. Yeah. So when you actually changing your lifestyle, a lot of people think they have to take everything out. No, there are so many good things that you can add. And guess what? You would not know the difference.
Right. Absolutely. All right, folks. So you hear just a snippet of some of the things that we can do. And so on Thursday of this week, the 20th, you can't forget the date. It's 8/20/2020 at 8:20 a.m. Central, 9:20 Eastern. We are hosting the Mega Life Experience, where you will get to hear how Genesis released those 100 pounds. Where did she start? Because all we need is those steps to take in order to make life shift for us. And you are absolutely 100%. For me, being a doctor of the mind and the brain, I can tell you that everything starts here. Right here. The release start here, the relationships, the money, everything, your mind, your money. You know that song, got my mind on my money and my money on my mind. Everything resides around there. So I want to thank you so much for joining us. We're going to have you join the other guests in the virtual green room as we prepare and get ready for our other guests. So thank you so much for joining us. Awesome, folks. So you heard that from the international nutritionist, and she said her business is little, but it's not. We're going to take it all the way to the Mega Life big mega. We are excited about what's about to happen for her and for so many others. If you have not yet registered, registration is still open. megalife.life for only an investment of $20, which is unheard of. I mean, I've never hosted anything that's like $20. Not even like a meet and greet. Meet and greets for me is like $120 because it always needs to be VIP. There is a VIP option for $120 out there as well today. And so you can take advantage of that, register today so that you can hear from these amazing guests about how can you shift your life? How can you release those away? What are some of the foods to stay away from? What do you eat? What do you not eat? I'm going to share a portion of that brain and body concept, the matrix of how you should participate with make the brain participate with the body. That's the quickest way to release and to lose the weight. So stay tuned. I'll be right back with you.
My name is Chad. I work for a major U.S. corporation in IT, and I've been doing that for 20 years. Some of the things that I like about it are I get to help people and I get them connected to the network. Some of the things I dislike about it are I'm looking for financial freedom, actually. So I'm looking to have the time to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And being in a corporate environment doesn't really allow me to do that. By connecting to Dr. Carolyn, I was able to form my vision of being a world-class change agent, becoming better daily. Through her program, Steps to Wealth, I was able to actually pay off 17 years off of my mortgage. One of my favorite things to do is coach. And I've learned that passion through Dr. Carolyn's coaching. One of the things that I'll be able to do as a full-time entrepreneur is I'll be able to coach when I want, with who I want, and have the time freedom and financial flexibility to do what I want to do when I want to do it. By creating the strategic vision map for my life, we're actually working on an exit strategy to be a full-time entrepreneur by 2020. Well on my way to creating legacy wealth for my family. Very excited about the Mega Life movement. If you want to get new results, stay connected or get connected at megalife.life, and let's do life together.
All right, Chad, that was all you. Super fantastic day. How you doing, buddy?
Super fantastic, right?
I know you are.
Every day.
All day, every day, every morning, every evening. What about when you're coaching volleyball though? Is it still super fantastic?
That's super fantastic. Super fantastic.
Super fantastic. Awesome. So Chad is a coach. He's a wellness coach as well. He is a fitness guru. He is on a mission right now to shift his body mass for what he wants it to be. Amazing children, amazing marriage, life's going good. Chad, you are just one of the most super fantastic dude that I know. I'm so excited. We've been in this thing, Chad, for almost 9 years. Started from the beginning, still going and still going strong. Can you believe that? 9 years, Chad, and I haven't aged.
Crazy. Yeah, you haven't aged a day.
I haven't. I was so funny. Yesterday, I was talking with Educators Credit Union, one of our favorite, right? And we're talking with ECU, and they now have this video thing because the branches are not yet open. So you can go online and set up the chat. Yeah, you can do a video. So I was doing a video and I was opening a new account. And the guy came on and he was doing stuff. Then he looked at I had to show my ID, and he was like, no way, I thought you were my age. I said, how old are you? He was like 24. I'm like, oh my God, I'm flattered. I was like, I found it flattering. So it's the mega. It's literally me amplifying and putting that I'm going to make today good, no matter. And this is why you and I are so connected, because no matter what comes our way, what the corporations are doing, what the companies are doing. And we've experienced, some things that we didn't like that was going our way. I've experienced some tragedies and trauma in my life, but I have to know how to go through it, but bounce back in it. Because even if I'm not having a good day per se, like something is not going right, like the car broke down or something, I still have to find the goodness in that and make it mega, right?
Every day, every time.
Every day, every time. So Chad, you recently showed me in one of our master classes, our Mega 20 master class, you just knocked out that your car payment. So you're done with that. Man, that's a celebration. That is a celebration. That is awesome. You got it right there.
That would be correct.
That would be correct.
Title.
Absolutely. You got the title.
Okay.
That's what's up. I love it. So you have the title to there. And you just saw in the commercial that we have with you that you apply the principles that I'm sharing. You apply them, you put them into action, and they actually work. They do work. They've worked for me. They're working for you. They work for Genesis. They work for so many thousands of our coachees. And so, Chad, this Thursday, you're going to be sharing and talking just a little bit about what's the name of that illness you had? I can't pronounce it.
Ankylosing spondylitis.
Right, and that was where your spine was bending, or it was painful.
Yeah, and I was getting arthritis. I was basically 29 years old, and I was arthritic and walking like I was 80 years old.
Exactly. Yep. And it affected every area of your life, your career, your relationships, everything, because there were so many things you wanted to do that you weren't able to do. You know, here comes baby Josh, and it's a boy. He wants to do stuff, and you were seeing your chiro. You were doing things that you needed to do. You know, drinking the waters and all that kind of cool stuff. But you came up on a product that is actually a natural product that we are so excited about, because we're actually going to be doing a lot of those, because you are a businessman, and so we're going to be supporting your business and helping to grow it through this product that you found and have that is still going today, but was just another company, which actually is actually good because they've actually taken it to a whole nother level. So we're going to talk about that Thursday. But Chad, you applied, and what I want the people to know today, natural concepts, natural medicine. And as you were going through the process though, Chad, you had to still be in a state of mind that, because pain is actually mind over matter at times. I know you were feeling it physically, but once you started to have this drink and it started to help you, and you realize that this company also helped those who are starving in African countries, which is a plus, because we want to know that there's a humanitarian side to everything that we're supporting, right? And investing in. But Chad, how can someone live? So someone is watching today and they're going through physical pain. Motrin don't work, Tylenol don't do a thing, all those things don't do anything. And we don't want to share and tell the product until Thursday when they become investors. But what are some of the natural things that a person can do to get in that state of mind of being super fantastic? Just share one thing with the viewers that you do every single day to get into the mode of making sure that you're living that mega life.
You have to meditate, as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
And continue to positively put into yourself first.
Right.
Because if you don't,
no one will.
You can't give it. I love the example of the oxygen masks on the airplane. And if you don't you always are told to put it on first. Because if you don't put it on first, you can't help anybody else.
Can't help anybody else. That is so amazing. So if you're not good to you, you can't help anybody, right?
Right. No.
And so I love that. I love that. I'm excited, Chad, to have you on the show. I'm so happy that you're able to join us. I'm happy about sharing and being a part of the Mega Life movement. You are also one of the coaches and the ambassadors of the movement, and we'll be doing a lot with the masses. There's many, Chad, that's coming to us. It's finally that moment. You've seen me starting and at the bottom and growing and growing all the way up. And now finally, we have at least 2,000 people who will be going through the journey with us. You'll get to coach them, Genesis, myself, Shamika, and other national coaches who will be joining us in their field of interest. So we're excited. So just hang back out in that green room. And we're, again, so thrilled to have you be a part of the Mega Life movement and look forward to you sharing also at the experience. All right.
Thank you, Dr. Carolyn.
You're welcome, hon. All right. right, Chad's my super fantastic guy. And so we are getting ready now to close out. And we have our last guest who will be joining me here. My husband, who I don't believe has officially been on the show. He is one of the executive producers, but I don't think he's physically been on the show, like together. He's been on a lot of things with me, a lot of shows, a lot of stuff. He's always supporting, always sharing, always doing stuff, always taking that mega life to the umph level, always a speaker. He's just always been such an amazing guy. And we just want to just welcome him to the show. But before we do that, let me go to a commercial break. And we're so excited that for those of you who are just joining us, we're talking about living that mega life, living life on purpose, living life fully every single day. We have our event coming up, which is called the Mega Life Experience 2.0. You all, I didn't cancel it. I didn't change it. COVID ain't got nothing on us. We're moving full throttle. And we have our amazing presenters who are going to be sharing their life's journey and story with you. And so we are excited that it's still happening. It's virtual, so you can stay off work. You can sit in your home. For those of you who still work a full-time job, you can pop in and out, and you can take the day off to go see the doctor, Dr. Carolyn, all right? And, or if you aren't able to join us live at all, or you can only do a portion of the day, no fear. We have you. We got you. It will be available for all registered guests 30 days from now, from the 20th, to be able to view it at your leisure. All right. So coming up next, we have, I said, our very special guest, my husband, who will be sharing about fatherlessness. And so we'll be right back.
Live life mega size. We're making every day good again. Get the experience and education for success. Allow yourself to get a fresh start. Get rid of all the negativity. Learn how to activate your inner peace. Now it's time to be bold, strong, mega lifer. Dr. Carolyn G. Anderson, Army veteran and business strategist, is calling all mega lifers to be bold and win gold. Experience plus education equals elevation. 1 + 1 still is 2. Get the Mega Life experience today. Our doors are opening soon. The Mega Life movement is helping transform lives, families, communities, one day at a time. We invite you in. It's amazing. It's huge. It's Mega Life. Visit www.megalifeexperience.com and register now for the experience of a lifetime.
All right. Thank you so much for joining. I am excited about our next guest who will be joining us here as we get ready to close off. And so he is a human engineer as well as a mechanical engineer. And he is coming to us to share about fatherlessness and how that affected him living the mega life, affected his relationships, his life, his pretty much everything. In his sonship, his fatherhood, everything in his life was affected by him being in the state of fatherlessness since he was a child. And so he's getting ready to join us here live momentarily. And we're so excited again to have him be with us to share, to talk about the Mega Life. He's part of the Mega Life movement. And so what you're going to do is just jump right in. Is that what you're going to do?
Yes, I can just jump right in pretty much here.
All right.
Since
Or well, you can just bend over. We can just sit here and talk and stuff. You see what I'm saying? Because I did my commercial so that you could have jumped in, but I didn't know where you are. And I see you on here, so I wasn't sure what you were doing. And so, all right. So joining me here is my very special guest, Mr. Anderson. Can you fit into the screen?
Yes, I'll come right into the screen. So that's the beauty about studios. You just pull up a chair.
You can pull up a chair. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, all right. Good evening. So welcome and thank you. You've been listening. You've been watching. You've been in the background, in the back, seeing what's all happening. Let me shift my studio screen over. Is that better?
A little closer so it can be up close and personal with everyone.
All right. So we've had Shamika, our nutritionist, who is going to be joining us on Thursday. As well as Chad, Chad been rolling for a long time. We've been in this, we ride and live, all right? We're going all the way through. We're going to have Chad making mega millions mega, not just
Yeah,
one, but
yeah,
mega millions. It's a part of his goal, and we're going to make that happen.
Yeah, he's
So
got
we're going
millions,
to close out really quick with and talking about fatherlessness. You are an author,
yes.
and you have the book, The Fatherless Father.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, in
Right
fact,
there.
that's your son.
Mhm.
I got it on there. I'm high tech.
Yeah.
I don't need your paper copy. we in fact, that's AJ on the cover.
Yeah, that's her son.
Yes, and it was around that age where there were some traumatic events that occurred in your life that you didn't know at the time,
Right.
that actually would have lasting effects on who you became as a man, as a father, as a husband, and it affected every area of your life.
Yes, absolutely.
Throughout the journey, you also recognize that you were fatherless.
Yes.
And that even though you had men in your lives, like your grandfather, who rest his soul in peace, your uncles, our pastors, other, mentors in the community.
Right.
But there was something, as we're getting ready to close, that not having presently the father to guide you, to tell you, this is how you become, this is how you do this is that. You didn't have that mother and father in the home that you can just use as an example to pattern your life. It affected you, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yep, sure did.
Yeah.
So I this is one of the subject or topics that I dealt with even in the book, is that it is like walking into a room that you're unfamiliar with, and the room is dark, and your objective is to go find a switch to turn the light on. And so it felt like life without a father was like walking in a dark room, not knowing where the switch is to turn the light on. So I'm trying to feel my way through through life, and that's how life was. And every once in a while there would be someone who would engage in a conversation with me or ask me a certain question or something that would flip a switch that helped me to see, what life is all about in different aspects of my life. But that's the best way I believe I could help someone to understand what it felt like not to have that father figure.
Right. And we're going to talk about that on Thursday. It's just a snippet and a preview, because fatherlessness is a pandemic.
Yes, it is. Over 23 million children are fatherless.
And that's one of the things you're spearheading. You started a page and a group, and you're going to be doing maybe virtual tours, I'm assuming, and talking about fatherlessness, because prior to COVID-19, we were sharing about that pandemic, about how one of the things I share is it's the root of a lot of our problems, even in the United States of America. Fathers not being home, fathers not present, fathers who are alive and even in the house, but not present. Yes. Because you can be there. And you were like that. You were absentee. You were physically there, but you showed your love in a different ways. I like to say you were a project. Had to go through the whole process, and I mean there were times when you would just simply shut down. And so it has, and there's adults today who are going through this, not having that father figure, not having that husband, not having that male in their lives, and even men. Men need the father figure, women need the father figure. There's so many out there today who don't recognize that the problems that they may be having in their marriages, the problem in financing, not understanding how money works. I'm telling you, fatherlessness affects every area of your life, your health, your relationships. It can shake your faith. It can steer your purpose. It affects your destiny, because the decisions you're making are based on what you know. And if you weren't taught, how are you able to make the most effective decisions when part of fatherlessness also can create low self-esteem? Yes. And absolutely. So we're going to share so much more on Thursday's Mega Life Experience 2.0 and the journey leading up to the big marathon Olympics 4x4 relay. It's mega, it's big. But for now, I just need you to come on Thursday, register. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys register for the Mega Life Experience 2.0. It is mega. It is huge. It is a big deal. And we have all these great, amazing speakers who will be joining us on the Mega Life experience to this Thursday. We're so thrilled, so happy about that. We can't, we're going to have the muscle girl that is going to be showing us. That's Shamika and her beautiful little baby. And so we are so excited about her and her husband, who they're also a part of our pageant. We are thrilled and happy about that. We also will be having a Genesis again to join us to talk about releasing that over 100 pounds. You'll get an opportunity as well to learn more about the Mega Life Club. So it's a mega day.
It is.
Let's just put it like that. Yeah. It's a mega day. Mega things are happening. It's just going Mega Life all day, every single day. Right. We got a super fantastic guy who's going to be sharing.
Mr. Chad.
Genesis, if you're still in the virtual green room, we're excited and we're just so thrilled and happy to have you on here again. So I just want to bring on my guests one more time and say thank you guys again so much for joining me this evening on the Dr. Carolyn Show. I'm so excited to have you guys present for the Mega Life Experience 2.0. I'm really excited that it's not canceled. I could have just, because I'm an in-person person. And so I could have just used that. But I said, you know what? We're in a virtual state. That goes to show how we're using the Mega. Because I can't control that every person has to be 6 feet apart. I can't break the law right now. Well, not ever, but that sounded weird. And I don't know who's watching me, so I had to correct that.
Right.
The law of the land, 6 feet apart. Right. And I can't, I look stupid speaking in a mask. So I'm not going to do that. So we just look dumb and you're breathing in your own air. Genesis, I meant to ask you something really quick before we go here. You used to wear glasses.
I did.
But you don't now.
I don't.
Did you release that too?
Was that? Did I release that too? Everything had to change. Everything. I mean, total makeover. Eyes. I got new eyes, new body, new mind, new heart.
I love it. It's so fantastic. And Genesis and Chad, they're in the same group. So we have a lot of fun together. Being a part of this Mega, which, whether it's the club, the experience, you can be like Genesis and Chad, just be a part of it all so that you always get the full impact of that which we need to have. Just make everyday Mega, make it good again. So Chad, thank you again for being on the show. Genesis, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Love you guys. And we are just thrilled that you are here with us. All right.
Thank you. Thank you. So excited. Yes, I know, right?
Awesome. So there you are, folks. So thank you for being my co-host.
Yes.
And this was just an amazing show. I'm really excited about what's gonna come and what's hitting us on Thursday. If you have not yet registered, shame on you. Hit those quick fingers, megalife.life, so that you can be a part of the group. We are only accepting just a few more spots available for you to register. There's maybe about 2 or 3 VIP spaces still available, and the general to get all full access is $20. Come on now. People spend $20 at McDonald's. When we went to Chick-fil-A. It's like 40 deep.
Yeah.
You know how much a little chicken wrap is? It's $8. And this is $20 for you to know about nutrition, about wellness, about getting out of debt, about the matrices, about your brain and your heart. Right. I mean, not even your doctor's visit is not $20. That's your copay.
But you know what, Dr. Miles Monroe is one of your mentors, and just he said, you purchase a meal and it goes right through you. You purchase a book or come to an event like the Mega Life Experience, and it stays with you for a lifetime. Right. Helps you to make great decisions and transform your life.
Absolutely.
So we want to thank you for being conscious of the times and the impact of the pandemic. To be able to adjust, it's a significant adjustment.
Absolutely.
Adjustment that you made to registration to allow people, especially during this time when some people are becoming somewhat hopeless, some are in a different state of mind.
Absolutely.
And so to be able to get the quality of information that's able to immediately transform our lives. Right. At the price point that you've set for this Mega Life Experience, we appreciate that, and I just know that it's going to be just a great. It is, and mega day. And
and all seriousness, because we really do have to close. For those whom you have children or you yourself are fatherless, even if you're 50 years old, it doesn't matter. You just never know how fatherlessness. A lot of actual divorce was caused from just, again, just not that understanding of fatherlessness. Some of the women not knowing what to look for in the male because they didn't have that father. So they kind of settle for what they think and know. And some men not knowing how to father and how to be a husband and to, to make those work. So I'm really looking forward to your session. I'm looking forward to all the sessions. We have Patrick Snow, who's joining us, who's going to talk about creating your own destiny. He's a destiny coach. And we have Genesis again, who will be giving us those clinical knowledge of how she was able to release those over 100 pounds. She almost tipped the scale, you all, but she hung in there and just as beautiful. Now we'll have Chad that talk about this product that helped him to overcome the pain, severe pain. 20-year-old gentleman looking like and walking like he's 80, and how we've been going through how he's able to get rid of 17 years off of his mortgage and, walking in a state of debt free, paying off for his car, buying stuff in cash and living that life, having great relationships, becoming that awesome, amazing coach that he is. And then Shamika will share about the nutrition and we'll get really deep in and you get to ask questions. You can even come on screen live if you choose to, or some people like to be watching and doing events in their pajamas. And so I love that commercial where the guy said, I thought it was a Zoom.
It was a Zoom,
in person. Not an in-person. So he had on a good shirt and nothing at the bottom. Just his brief. I love that commercial because trust me, I know I can relate. Yeah, I never know what's at the bottom, but I'm gonna be fully dressed this time just in case. We also have some fitness gurus who will be on the Mega Life Experience that will be guiding us through some exercises. We start off with live action music, upbeat. We have, I believe it's Sandy Bell Fitness who will be doing and engaging and showing some exercises to us. Shamika might even be able to show us some exercises and things. So we're happy about that as well. And then we have major announcement coming on the 21st. So we want to thank you again for joining us. I'm your host, Dr. Carolyn G. Anderson. Today, I have some amazing guests who join us. Genesis Hall, clinical therapist and certified wellness coach, as well as Chad is a wellness coach certified, and Shamika, wellness coaches. We got all coaches. We're in the wellness area, wealth and wellness. And she's also a nutritionist. And you, my dear, who's a human engineer. Your book is entitled Overcoming Brokenness to Living a Victorious Life. It is available on Amazon.com. You just have to look up The Fatherless Father or his street name, Kevel A. Anderson, Kevel A. Anderson. And what you'll know that it is because you'll see little AJ's from the back. The cover looks like that, and it's Kevel A. Anderson. You got the senior on there, so that's his old season or your old name, but you're still Kevel. All right, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. We're so excited that you were able to be with us today. We're super. We're just really thrilled, and we appreciate you all. So, thank you so much again.
Live life mega size. We're making every day good again. Get the experience and education for success. Allow yourself to get a fresh start. Get rid of all the negativity. Learn how to activate your inner peace. Now it's time to be bold, strong, mega lifer. Dr. Carolyn G. Anderson, Army veteran and business strategist, is calling all mega lifers to be bold and win gold. Experience plus education equals elevation. 1 + 1 still is 2. Get the Mega Life experience today. Our doors are opening soon. The Mega Life movement is helping transform lives, families, communities, one day at a time. We invite you in. It's amazing. It's huge. It's Mega Life. Visit www.megalifeexperience.com and register now for the experience of a lifetime.
Embrace life, fight for it, and live it fully every day. See you on the next Dr. Carolyn Show. Thank you for being here.